I want to speak on the subject, no more a victim. No more a victim. No more a victim. I believe in deliverance. I believe that people can be demon afflicted and that they would need deliverance. I believe that Christians cannot be demon possessed, but they can be demon afflicted. For to be demon possessed would actually be giving the devil a lot of credit and saying that the devil can even possess Christ who is in us, which is not possible. But I do believe that sometimes Christians open doors by habits and by characteristics which don't glorify God, and by that way they can open doors and they can be demon afflicted. I do believe that sinners can be demon possessed, because anyone who has not accepted Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, then they are people who are prime targets for the enemy, because the enemy comes not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that he walks like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And that anybody who has not actually given their lives to Jesus Christ can be demon possessed. That means that their life is completely and totally under the control of Satan. And Paul, speaking in the book of Ephesians, says, some of you were like that until Jesus Christ apprehended you and saved you and broke the wall that was standing between you and brought you into the commonwealth of Israel. The teaching in the book of Ephesians basically tells you that you were once actually, he doesn't say you are in darkness. He says you are darkness. You are darkness. He doesn't say you are in darkness, but you are darkness. But now you are children of light. So I do believe in deliverance. But the thing about the issue of deliverance is the first time that terminology is used, it's not used in the sense that it is used today. When you read about deliverance, deliverance actually is mentioned in the book of Exodus. God saying, I will deliver my people. Meaning not that they had demons, not that they were possessed, but that deliverance from its original meaning means getting a people from one location and moving them to another location. God saying, I will deliver them, actually has the meaning of moving people. It has a meaning of transporting people from one location into another. That's actually the original meaning of deliverance. So it simply means that if you are a Christian and you have not moved from where you are to where you're supposed to be, you still need deliverance. I want to speak for a few minutes on the subject, no more a victim, because people have been victimized by their geographical location. People have got this victim mentality because maybe of the continent they belong to. People have got the victim mentality maybe because of the families they came from. People have got the victim mentality maybe because of the school they went to. Some people have victim mentality because of the groups they associate with. Some people even have got tribal victim mentality, where they think in a particular way and can't think out of that box because they have a victim mentality. People who have this mentality, brothers and sisters, are difficult people to work with because they are sensitive people. They're people that you have to handle with care. They're people who are fragile. You have to be careful what you say. and how you say it. People who have a victim mentality, you have to be careful what you say. And even if you don't say something, if you're just quiet, it can also be misunderstood. So you have to be careful what you say and what you don't say. They're so fragile, they're so brittle, they can break at anything because they have the victim mentality. The victim mentality is a dangerous thing. The victim mentality is something that I personally actually I'm so allergic to people who have that mentality because it's very difficult to work with people who have that mentality. And then it gets worse when these people are dating. Because when they are dating, you can see a beautiful woman, but if she has a victim mentality, she'll give you warnings. And she'll tell you, don't expect much from me. I have been victimized. I have been abused. I have been dropped. Because she has a victim mentality. And then the boy also who has a victim mentality will try to outdo the lady. You think you're worse? I'm worse. What happened to me was worse than what happened to you. You know, what I went through was worse than what you went through. And so they compete on who is more of a victim. It's difficult. I don't know. It's so devastating even to date somebody who has a victim mentality. Because they'll tell you all the bad things that happened to them, and they will tell you like it happened yesterday. Yet it happened years before. It's something that is so difficult to deal with, a victim mentality. And then the worst thing about this victim mentality is that these two get married and no one can help the other. Both of them are victims. And then they get children. And then they pass on the victim mentality to the children. They tell the children, you cannot afford a certain lifestyle. Don't forget where you're coming from. Don't forget your tribe. Don't forget your tribe has never achieved such and such. And they pass on that victim mentality, that victim syndrome to the children. And the poor children now have to continue on living as victims because they picked it up from their parents. And even though they live in a free world, they live in a free country with a new constitution, the colonialists have left. In 1963, independence was declared. For them, they're still victims. I need to make your mind clear today and tell you that I have known poor families, but they don't have a victim mentality. Not to have resources does not mean that you have victim mentality. Because I have seen family members, some family people, some family settings where people are so poor, but they have a victor's mentality. They tell their kids, you have grown up in a Mabari house, you have grown up in a grass house, but you're going to live better than us. They tell their children, you see, we did not dry, but we know you're not going to only to dry, but you will fly. I have known poor families who, to be poor does not really mean that you have a victim mentality.